Hi guys, this is Coach Bill Mabry. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is about intermittent fasting, and most of you that follow me know that Emily and I are doing Spanish ketogenic Mediterranean meals, and we're also doing combining it with intermittent fasting as well as drinking a very highly antioxidant water known as hydrogen-rich water. But today I want to do a video on hopefully I can explain or help you guys to understand that there's a lot of misinformation about the benefits of intermittent fasting. There's a lot of health professionals out there that are actually misinforming their clients, and they're going on YouTube videos saying do not do intermittent fasting or a ketogenic diet, when there's actually so many case studies out there proving that both of these are so beneficial to the body and to help the body to become all around healthy. So what I've done is I've done a blog, and I've actually posted this blog in my website at billmabrycoaching.com. And what I would like to do, guys, is I would like to go through that blog just briefly and bullet point some of the more important points of that blog. But the title of this blog obviously is going to be, are you making these mistakes when you're doing intermittent fasting? See, that is what the issue is because there's so many health professionals that are not educated in the physiology of the body, and they're not educated how beneficial intermittent fasting is to the body to help rejuvenate the cells at the cellular level, that they're giving their clients wrong advice on how to do it. And that's why some of them who have attempted to do intermittent fasting were not getting the results they were hoping they would get. So I'm hoping that this video and this blog post will help you understand more about how important it is to actually have somebody or a coach who's been doing it for a long time and has been on the same program that we have on our online coaching program as well. And so let's go ahead, and I'll see you guys over at the blog. Hey guys, I'm back, and this is my website. And so what I did, guys, is I went to billmabrycoaching.com. And as you can see, there's an actual video here explaining what we offer when it comes to our online coaching. And you can go to the different categories here: personal coaching, online coaching. We actually have a program that actually helps to reverse type 2 diabetes and fatty liver disease. I have some training ebooks that I publish that are actually for purchase. But right now, what we want to do is I've got quite a few training blogs for different topics. And so by clicking on blog posts, that'll take you to my training blogs. And as you can see, I've got all kinds of different blogs on there for different topics. But the one we're concerned about right now is this one here. And this, like the title says, are you making the mistakes when doing intermittent fasting? And making these mistakes. So let's go ahead and go on it. And like I said, guys, I'm just going to give you the bullet points of this blog. I want you guys to go into the blog post yourself and read it more specific. It'll give you a more specific idea of the power of intermittent fasting and how it's able to put you into an environment known as autophagy, which has just an amazing amount of benefit for the body, including raising your testosterone or your actual growth hormones if you're looking to add lean muscle, especially if you're a senior. And also it's going to help with many disease models as well. But one of the biggest factors for us, because Emily and I both are seniors, is the ability that we now have a way in order to help us from falling as we get older. See, that's the issue. Seniors have a tendency to fall and break bones as they get older. But with the meal plans and combining it with intermittent fasting and then combining it with drinking hydrogen-rich water, you can actually reverse the issue of weak muscles and gain more bone density. So if you do fall, you're not going to break your bones. So here we are, guys, and this kind of gives you a list of the few benefits of what intermittent fasting does. Now, again, guys, there's science backing this up. So that's what I don't understand, how these health professionals can actually say that there's no benefits in intermittent fasting or being on a ketogenic diet when there's so much science backing it up. But let's go through this real quick here. So the bullet points I picked is that intermittent fasting is not a fad diet. It has been practiced for centuries by our ancestors, our ancient medical doctors, to help heal many disease models, religious groups. And modern day doctors looking to reverse type 2 diabetes help reverse fatty liver disease, and now they're using it to starve cancer cells. So that right there just shows how wrong they are, that intermittent fasting has been around, and you guys probably already know that. It's been around for centuries. And some of you might be thinking, well, I can't fast. You're doing some kind of fasting every day. And what do I mean by that? Well, the simple matter is you're not eating while you're sleeping. So you're doing some type of fasting. So those of you that think you can't fast, well, you're already doing a certain amount of hours. What most of the public and health professionals do not realize is our bodies were never designed to follow the standard American diet of eating 5, 6, 7 meals per day. That's another issue. The physiology of the body, guys, for centuries, we weren't designed to eat multiple meals per day. And the reason for that is our body has to have time to heal itself, especially the gut. You know, today it seems like gut issues is at an epidemic level. And most of those people that have gut issues are mostly on the standard American diet, which are high processed starchy carbs, toxic, or they're eating toxic waste or toxic chemicals that are in their meats, their vegetables, and in their water. And they're not giving their guts a chance to heal or chance to heal itself. See, guys, if you understand how the digestive system actually works, it needs time to heal itself, which means it needs time from you from eating. That's the bottom line. You're not giving yourself enough time, your guts enough time to heal itself. And that's why one of the most common issues with gut issues is overeating or multiple times a day. Your digestive system needs that break from food to heal itself. Intermittent fasting is the same way our ancient ancestors' bodies flushed out waste. See, that's another thing, guys, is that we have a natural mechanism that is designed to help us flush out the metabolic waste, the toxic chemicals, and the putrid proteins that are floating around, and the dead cells that are floating around in the body. It's the body's natural way to flush them out, and that's intermittent fasting. And science calls that environment autophagy. You can look that up yourself and see that this is a natural way of detoxing. Back in the ancient days, guys, they didn't have juices. They didn't have tonics. They didn't have certain protocols to detox the bodies. They didn't have the issue to even have to do that because they were on a feast and famine kind of lifestyle, which means that they didn't eat every single day. So your body, in a certain amount of fasting hours, can actually get into an environment to actually help itself, detox itself, and detox all the metabolic waste and toxic chemicals out of the body. Now, this is one of the issues here. What are the 4 major mistakes that people do when they are doing intermittent fasting? And this is a mistake because the coach or who's ever shown you is not educating their clients and what to look for when you're starting out as intermittent fasting. And I'm not going to go through it all, but briefly, this is why you need a coach that has been doing it for years and that is still doing it as his lifestyle. Not knowing the correct way to start intermittent fasting. That's a big issue with the beginners out there. Picking the correct time. See, it takes time to find the fasting times that work for you and your lifestyle. And we do that by monitoring your blood glucose levels and monitoring your blood ketone levels. And so for Emily and I, example, our fasting times are 3 days a week, and we'll fast on our fasting days 20 hours. And then the other 4 days a week, we call that our higher calorie days. We never work out we always work out in a fasted state, which means that I might have my first meal on my higher calorie days at about 9 or 10 o'clock, which puts me into 12 or 13 hours of fasting while I'm working out. Number 3, more is better. No. This is another big mistake I see these people that are doing intermittent fasting. Is yes, you're going to see the huge benefits and the magical benefits of losing that belly fat or body fat when you're doing intermittent fasting. But the problem is that a lot of people want to continue it consistently every single day for month after month after month. And guys, there are times when you have to take a break from fasting in order for your body will adapt to it eventually, and that weight loss will start slowing down, and you're not going to see the benefit. That's a huge mistake I'm seeing a lot of people doing, is because they feel so good when they're fasting and they're seeing the benefits of weight loss when they're fasting. Well, eventually that starts slowing down, and you need to take the time to back off from fasting, and not, you're better off having a protocol where you're not going to be fasting every single day, so you don't even get to that point. The other thing is, another big mistake people make is after a fasting day, or after their fasting time, say, for example, us, after I'm done fasting at 20 hours, I have my first meal at 2 o'clock, then people think because they were fasting, they can eat junk food. And that's a big mistake also. No, you got to stay clean, guys. Keep eating clean for the full benefit of intermittent fasting. This, again, is more information from health professionals due to their lack of education. Intermittent fasting is time-restricted eating. Again, I'm telling you, intermittent fasting is known as time-restricted eating, meaning 0 calories during fasting times. It is not a calorie deficit. Now, I'm going to explain what I mean by saying it's not a calorie deficit. Furthermore, when we're fasting, we're drinking a lot of good, clean, hydrogen-rich water. We're doing our Himalayan sea salt in our water 2 or 3 times a day, and we're also doing our apple cider vinegar. But it's very important that you drink your 10 to 12 glasses of good, clean, hydrogen-rich water while you're fasting. It's very important. Now, of course, if you fast, this is where the explanation is about not a calorie deficit. When you're fasting, obviously you're going to be in some kind of a calorie deficit. That's a no-brainer, because if you're doing a 16-hour fast or a 17-hour fast, and you like to keep your last meal at night at 6, and your fasting window is maybe 5 hours. And so you're most likely not going to, if you figured out what your calories are a day just to maintain your lifestyle, say for example it's 2,000 calories a day, well obviously it's going to be pretty hard to get in 2,000 calories in 3 to 4 hours, obviously. But the next day, like what we do, what we call alternate day fasting, is we'll try to get our 2,000 calories in the following day. But what that means is a calorie deficit is when you're eating. And so if your maintenance calories is 200, The norm is subtract 500 calories from that 2,000, and you should be, and to lose 1 pound, is 1 pound a month or a week, something like that. Then you subtract the 500 from the 2,000, and your calorie intake should be 1,500 calories. Now the problem is that that's what they call calorie deficit. If you do that consistently over and over and over and over again, eventually your body is not stupid, and it's going to slow its metabolism down to catch up to that 1,500 calories, and you're not going to lose weight. That's why alternate day fasting, according to science, is the most popular way to lose weight, because you have one day when you're eating your calories, the amount of calories you should be eating, especially when it comes to protein. And then you have one day where you're not eating any calories and you're fasting. And then the next day you're back feeding again. See, that's why it's so popular, because it works so well, and your body has a chance to be able to get enough calories in, especially when it comes to protein. Why most health professionals are giving the wrong advice? Again, it's because the lack of education and not understanding the physiology of the body and how the body actually works, especially when it comes to the digestive system itself. The most common mistakes and why people fail, they're fasting too long. Again, that is one of the biggest mistakes I am seeing out there, is they're fasting way too long. This is the kicker of why we have been able to fast for years. We do alternate day fasting. So the key is, this is how you know, guys, this is how you know if you're fasting too much, is if during your fasting window, if you don't feel a slight hunger during that time, then most likely it's time for you to stop fasting for a while. See, Emily and I mix up our fasting so much that, and we're doing the alternate day fasting, so we have a higher calorie day, then we have our fasting day and a higher calorie day. So we are feeling that hunger wave, is what we call it, all, during our fasting window. It's not enough to cause us to fail our fasting, and we're not dying of starvation. No, it doesn't work that way. But it's telling us when we feel that little hunger wave that we're in that very important environment known as autophagy. And for us, we want to be in autophagy because we want to raise our growth hormones. That's when your growth hormones are at its highest, so that it helps us slow premature aging, and it also is producing new muscle stem cells, and we're able to add lean muscle even at a age that we are at. So when you're fasting longer and you feel that hunger wave, that's actually a good thing. And if that hunger wave gets a little kind of hard, all we do is we have a big glass of water, put a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt in it, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and that hunger wave is gone. And so we mix our fasting times up all the time. So sometimes we'll do a 16-hour fast, 17, and so forth. You can read that when you guys go back. So the conclusion of this blog is intermittent fasting has been practiced for centuries. That's the bottom line. It's not a fad diet. It's been around for centuries. There are thousands of scientific case studies showing the health benefits of intermittent fasting. And most importantly, it's the body's, this is where we really need to understand how important intermittent fasting is. Most importantly is the body's natural way to detox the metabolic waste your body produces daily and gives the gut a bit of a rest to heal. Those two things right there are important for our overall health. And so what I've done, guys, is I've given you some actual science, some video of doctors talking about intermittent fasting. So these are some of the science sites that are actually showing. There's, like I said, there's thousands of different science that's proving how intermittent fasting actually is a benefit to the body. And I'm just giving you some of the ones that I have. Guys, I'm back. So guys, I'm hoping that little short video, and I'm hoping my blog post will help you understand that intermittent fasting is the real deal. And when you combine it with with a good meal plan, a high good dietary fat, protein, low carbs, most all your carbs come from veggies and a moderate amount of mixed berries, combining it with intermittent fasting, you have now escalated your not only to lose that belly fat or body fat you're trying to lose, but to have overall health. And for you seniors out there, you're going to actually help strengthen your muscles, and you get stronger bone density by combining both of those with doing some kind of resistance exercise 3 days a week. One thing that a lot of health professionals leave out is water. Water is the essence of life, guys. And today, if you go to my Bill Mabry Coaching Facebook group page, I got training videos on there on how toxic our source water is and how it's killing us and how it's damaging our cells at the cellular level, and how it's affecting our overall health. And actually the EPA, CDC, the World Health Organization, the EWG, and they're all posting warnings about this, that a lot of these toxic chemicals are causing major medical issues, especially cancer. And just recently in 2023 in California, they discovered a really, really dangerous toxic chemical that is going to take billions of dollars to try to get it out of the California source water, and it's not going to happen. And so that's why hydrogen-rich water is so important. The Japanese have figured it out, and they have developed an in-home device that actually hooks up to your kitchen sinks. And this device is an AlkaViva device, and it will actually take the most dangerous toxic chemicals out of your water, and it actually converts the water into a molecule that's known as a hydrogen H2 molecule, which actually is going to help with many disease models, on top of eating changing your meal plans to a healthier meal plans and doing intermittent fasting. So you're getting all three of these protocols that are going to put your body in a better, healthy environment. So you can go to my BillMabryCoaching.com, click on blogs, read this blog post again. You can also go to my teamalkaviva.com /drink nature's water / check out the hydrogen generator that the Japanese developed over 50 years ago, and see for yourself. All you have to do is hit get started, and you will see short little videos, but you'll get to one where you can actually put your zip code in there, and you'll be able to see what toxic chemicals are lurking in your water. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys at the next one.